Hello, welcome to Firearms of America, and today I have, as you guys can see, another pair of Under Armour boots, and this is Valsetz RTS 1.5. Now, if you don't have time to watch the whole review, I understand it's more than 10 minutes long. Let me just tell you one thing so this can be quickly useful for you. If you're looking to buy this boot and you're looking at them, great boots, definitely go ahead and buy them, but keep in mind these boots are running a little bit, just a little bit small. So I definitely recommend you to get half a size bigger. And normally you would get half a size bigger already for the boots. So for these boots, go for a full size bigger, if that makes sense. Let me quickly clarify that so it really makes sense now. Okay. So my pro hiker friends told me a while ago a really good advice to get all my hiking boots, all my military boots, boots in general, half a size bigger than usual, than my normal shoe size. So for example, my normal shoe size is 9.5, so my boot size would be 10. With these boots, my size is 10.5 because they do run a little bit smaller than usual. Okay, done with that. So this is Under Armour Valsetz RTS 1.5. So let's get into the review now. This review is specifically for our Ultimate Survival Boots section. These are tactical / military boots. So they do have a very good chance on that list because, as you would think, your ultimate survival situations, anything that is involved with survival, would be stuff that is also involved in tactical and military, situations. So tactical and military gear would be very applicable. So let's talk about the criteria that are applicable to really anybody, but specifically to our Ultimate Survival Boot section. Okay, number one is the level of comfort. So to test out the level of comfort of this boot, I did a 5-mile walk and a 3-mile run. The total wear time was about 7 to 8 hours without taking these boots off completely. Let me tell you guys, these boots are very, very comfortable. In fact, I did the review. If you are subscribed to this channel, I did the review of Stellar Tac from Under Armour. Those are also tactical boots from Under Armour, and they were not as comfortable as this one. So these ones are definitely an improvement. They are lightweight, so it was very easy to run in them for 3 miles without stopping. I didn't really even get that tired. My feet didn't get tired. And because the bottom sole is very flexible, it was very nice. Now, another thing that I wanted to mention here that does contribute to the comfort level of this boot is something that I have not witnessed before. It's pretty cool. Now, if you guys know, there is a special inner sole out there, special inner sole technology called Outsole, which is very soft, which is nice on your feet. Well, these boots do not feature that, okay? They don't have that. The inner sole is comfortable, it is soft, it is sort of jelly, not as crazy jelly like, for example, Skechers, which is honestly a little bit too much. After wearing your boots for about a few hours, you start feeling like you're wearing a cotton candy or something. It feels weird. So this inner sole is good, but what Under Armour did is they added that cotton candy texture on the top of your toe here. So this area right here feels very nice and soft on your feet. It has that spongy feel to it, which I honestly have not seen anything like that in other boots. So what that does, it creates that sort of a wraparound feeling around your foot, and it's really nice whenever you're running, whenever you're walking for a very long time. It definitely makes that difference and contributes to the comfort level. So overall, I think if you get them in the right size, these boots you will really love them whenever it comes to comfort. They're light, like I said. The bottom sole is flexible. They have that extra cool feature on the top of the toe. Pretty awesome. Okay, pretty awesome. So overall, I would give a solid 9 out of 10 whenever it comes to the comfort. Okay, so we're done talking about the comfort. Let's talk a little bit about proofing. Unfortunately, there isn't much I can say about proofing. These boots are not waterproof, even though they do have this extended, as you can see, cloth up to a shaft. Shaft, by the way, measures almost 7 inches. I think it's 6.75. So they are not too tall, you know, not like your 8-inch shaft boots. They're shorter, but nevertheless, they do have a little bit of height, which is nice. They give you extra protection for your feet. But yes, unfortunately, in proofing, there isn't much I can say because they are not waterproof. They are not, you know, they're not advertised as really anything else proof. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Number 3 is the quality and the design. Now, whenever it comes to the quality, I want to mention one thing. If you're going through Amazon, and the link is in the description, I definitely recommend you to go and check it out. Check out the reviews, check out the questions. You will find that there are a lot of reviews that are complaining about the build quality, that the boots do not last. Now, I want you guys to keep in mind that it happens to everybody. Okay, manufacturers' defects happen to everybody. You know, if accidentally there wasn't enough glue put up, you know, in this area, obviously this area is going to be weaker than it should be. Now, it doesn't mean that the boots themselves are poor quality, or that Under Armour makes poor quality boots, or this particular model is poor quality. It doesn't mean that. Under Armour is a huge company, and of course they have a huge amount of products and bunch of different factories all over the world. So of course, you know, the bigger you are, the more there's chance of little things here and there to go wrong. So don't judge the boots if you get them and there's something in a few days, after a few wears, you notice that there's something wrong. Don't get the idea that there's something wrong with the boots. Just exchange them for a different pair, and I'm sure your problem will be resolved. Because I know by my own experience, I got the boots, a very expensive, very nice pair of boots from Red Wing Shoes. Okay, and if you guys know, Red Wing Shoes is a huge company and they make amazing products, and they were advertised as waterproof. And the very first rain, which is not even that much of a water if you think about it, they started leaking pretty badly. And not, you know, now I'm not talking about the rain that is getting in through here. No, I'm talking about, you know, whenever you're walking through 1 inch deep water, which is nothing, the water gets in through inside of the inner sole. You know, manufacturer's defect. I called in Red Wing Shoes. They replaced them without any problems. Okay, just saying. Okay, done with the quality. All right, design. I think these are one of the best looking tactical / military boot that is out there. I think these boots look absolutely fantastic. So overall, on the quality and the design, I would say a solid 7 out of 10. I could give it more. I could give it 8, but because of, you know, some negative reviews, I think Under Armour need to take a look into their, you know, manufacturing and take care of all these little problems that they're having here and there. Okay, so let's talk about the outsole traction and stability. And the outsole here, as you guys can see, is pretty unique. It's pretty interesting. The only other boot that I've seen outsole like this was actually the Under Armour Stellar Tech. Yes, that was the only other boot. So, like I said, the outsole is very flexible. It is very nice. The rubber is very soft on it, which kind of raises a question to me about the protection that it gives you from penetration if you step on something sharp. I don't know. It doesn't seem like strong rubber, because as you can see, I can just simply push my thumb without any problems through it. So I would look at that. But overall, I think it is, you know, it's unique and it is pretty versatile. Okay. Now my test was on tarmac, on asphalt, on a rocky road, on wet grass, on the sand. So it was all over the place, and this bottom sole interestingly performed very well on all of them. It especially performed really well on the sand, probably because there isn't really a lot of aggression. Now this little grooves are pretty aggressive, but nevertheless there's this whole huge flat surface, which also helps on the shiny surfaces, like for example tile. They are pretty grippy on the tile as well. So you know, for security officers that might be very important, and I think this is a pretty good boot to go for that particular purpose. Okay, so number 5 is the temperature. Now, as you guys probably already know, my tests happen all in the Florida heat. It was about 100 degrees whenever I was running. It was tough. but these boots, they do have pretty good ventilation. They are not very, you know, there is no insulation. Insulation. They're pretty thin. There isn't a lot of really anything. So your feet definitely feel nice and cool. Another thing I wanted to mention, these boots really feel more like not really boots. It's more of a sneaker whenever you're wearing them, whenever you're running in them. So I think that they're pretty good in that department. Okay, so now number 6 on my list is the sizing. I have already mentioned that they are running a little bit small, so get a half size bigger than your already half size bigger boot. So for example, if your normal shoe size is 9, you would want to get a boot that is 9.5, because you want a little bit of extra space for your toes, so that whenever you're going down the hill, your toe is not banging on the front, because it gets annoying and painful after some time. With these boots, if your shoe size is 9, I would recommend getting a 10, because they do run a little bit small. Hope that makes sense. Number 7 is the balance of application. Now, overall, I think these boots are pretty fantastic. They're very light. The bottom sole is very flexible, which I really like. They are very comfortable to wear. This cool technology that is on the top is pretty awesome. You know, I like I said, I never I never wore anything like that. So it's pretty nice. The design is awesome. They look great. It is easy to put them on. Now, I do have a little bit of a complaint regarding the strings. I'm not a big fan of thin strings, and as you can see, these are pretty thin. But it does help with, you know, with the tightening process, makes it easier to tighten quick, so can't complain. Now, they don't really offer a lot of protection on your feet. You know, the toe is very soft, so if you drop something on your toe, be prepared for some pain. There is really no protection in the back or on the sides. It does look like they do. They have this design going, but all it is really is just a design. It's literally very soft, and I wouldn't even say that there is any protection from the bottom of the foot either, because the bottom sole is pretty soft. So keep that in mind. Overall though, I think they are pretty good. So in the balance of application, considering that they are good, provide good traction on a lot of different surfaces, and that you can walk in them for a long time, you can run in them, jump in them, whatever, I would give it an 8 out of 10. I think it's a little bit more generous, but Under Armour, you guys deserve it. Okay, now number 8 is the last one. This is the price. Now the price is pretty competitive. They are around $130 currently on Amazon. Like I said, the link is in the description below. You can check it out. I think $130 is pretty competitive. I have tried a few boots and actually reviewed a few boots which were definitely worse whenever it comes to tactical boots. They were heavier, they were less comfortable, bulky, and they were more expensive. So I think Under Armour is doing a pretty good job with these boots. And speaking of quality, we do have a little bit of something coming out here. And Under Armour, you guys need to take a look at, you know, at your factories and see what's going on. Because the boots are great, but the build quality needs to be greater. Okay, so let me know, guys, what you think. Overall, in the conclusion, I would say, you know, if you're looking for your ultimate survival boots, I would say, you know, check out my other reviews, okay? But if you are, you know, a police officer or a security guard, and you are looking for good everyday boots that would be very comfortable to wear, very light, that you can do different things, you can run, you can jump if you have to, you know, and that not really gonna restrict the movement, because these boots do not, absolutely do not restrict your movement at all, which is fantastic. I think it's absolutely fantastic. They don't feel bulky at all, they don't feel heavy. I think that's great. So if that's your case, I think you might like these boots. Hopefully, if you get them without any defects from, you know, from a factory, hopefully. If you do, you can come back here and blame it on me, because I told you to go to go and buy them. Alright, thank you guys very much for watching. If you have any suggestions or any requests for reviews, definitely let me know in the comments below. If this review was useful, please subscribe. Every subscriber counts. I will see you guys in the next video.